Hi there. I was going to do a review of Annabelle Creation, which I just ended up going to see because it is the fourth film in the Conjuring franchise and the sequel to Annabelle. And I did go see it, and I did watch the movie, obviously, but instead I wanted to do a video on horror theater etiquette instead, because while I did watch the movie, like I said, I do not feel like I got a genuine experience out of the movie because people don't know how to behave in horror films, apparently. Now, I get that everybody goes to a movie theater and goes to see a movie in their own way for whatever reason they have, and that's fine. And certain movies are fine for certain types of etiquette. If you are going to see a comedy, laughter is obviously appropriate. If you're going to see a kids movie or like a Disney, Pixar, Illusion Studios or whatever the Despicable Me one is, if you're going to go see a kids film like that, then kids are obviously going to talk because kids are going to be the predominant people in that theater. So it makes sense that there's going to be talking, and as an adult going into a movie like that, you know what you're getting into, which also makes it a delightful occasion when there is barely any talking in kids films. But horror films in particular, I feel like, just get so disrespected by the casual theater goer that they don't know how to watch the horror films properly, as opposed to like the people who, like me, who go to actually want to experience it, want total silence, want to be able to absorb any of the scares or potential scares that there might be. The biggest thing which ruined this film for me was the talking, and it wasn't just like people in the audience talking, because whispering on occasion, whatever, people are reacting to whoever they're sitting by to the film, I can deal with that. But when you have like 7-year-olds and like 7-year-olds sitting behind you who won't shut the fuck up during the whole film, and it will kick the back of your seat every so often, and the parents are barely doing anything and laughing at inappropriate times, it starts to piss you off a little bit and distracts you from the movie itself. Now, in my opinion, kids should not be in rated R films whatsoever anyway, because they are rated R movies. They're not appropriate for like 7-8-year-old kids almost 99% of the time. If the kid knows how to shut up and react where necessary, then fine. But that has generally not been my experience when there have been like small children in a rated R movie. When I've gone to films nowadays, it's pretty much anything that I go to, I always try to pick the closest seat to the front, or at least the one that has kind of like maybe a little footrest of some sort. Because one of the biggest things which also bugs me about going to see films, especially again horror films, is when people will take out their cell phones midway through the film. It's distracting, it's not necessary, and you know that every single eye behind you is going to be drawn to that screen and distract from the film itself. It's frustrating. Don't do it. And the last biggest pet peeve, I guess, that I have with rated R films and people who don't know how to behave themselves during them is when you overreact to things just for the sake of trying to get a laugh out of the audience, or just to get a laugh out of your friends and people who are going to the film with you. I dealt with this when I went to see Evil Dead at the Mall of America Theater, where it was close to where I went to college, and I was in the back row at the time. I wasn't a huge horror film goer, but I wanted to see this because I heard it was good, and I had 3 people sitting right in front of me who would not shut the fuck up the whole film and were overreacting and laughing to almost everything that was happening. And granted, when you look at a horror film from a comedic perspective, a lot of things which are happening and the reactions that people have, at least within the characters, are kind of comical. But when you're going to watch a horror film for the horror aspect, you're not paying attention to how ridiculous the scenario probably is. You're going to try to get scared, or at least experience some sort of tension and thrill. So the fact that you have people just laughing and talking over the film for 90% of it ruins the film and just does not work. I did not like the Evil Dead remake because of my experience in that theater. When I decided to buy it on Blu-ray after it came out, I watched it again. Loved it. It's one of my favorite horror films now. The other most recent time that I can think of where I've had a really bad horror film experience is when I went to see The Gallows a summer or 2 ago. And for about 90% of that film, no issues whatsoever. The audience knew what they were going in to see. They were respectful. They didn't have any really bad things which were pissing me off. And then during the last 15 to 20 minutes of the film, during the big intense scenes where you have whoever the evil ghost demon person is trying to hang the remaining characters, you have these two girls walk in, and they sit relatively close to me, and they won't stop talking for the rest of the movie, and it just ruined the suspense and the thrill of the finale. And while, okay, sure, The Gallows isn't a fantastic film, I was enjoying myself until those last 15-20 minutes. And it just shows how easy it is to ruin a horror film for people. And it's so unfortunate that I had to deal with this stuff, because I was really looking forward to this Annabelle sequel, because from the first teaser that we saw, where you see this little girl just being twisted and transfigured by the Annabelle demon, whatever it is, it had me interested, it had me hooked. I was really curious to see what this film would do. I watched it. For the most part, it seems like a fine horror film. I don't feel like I can watch it again since I know everything that happens. So yeah, take what you will from this video, I guess. If you're going to go see a horror film, just please be respectful to the people around you, for God's sake, because most of the people in that theater are not going to the movie to laugh at it and to have a fun time like you would if you were home watching the film in your living room. Then react however the fuck you want, because no one else is going to care. But when you're in a theater where people are paying at least $10 or so for an admission ticket to see a film, which is almost 2 hours long, and you ruin the whole fucking experience for people, stay away. I don't want you in my theater. And it's just a very annoying thing to do. So yeah, I just wanted to make a video on that because it was just really pissing me off about Annabelle Creation. So maybe I'll go see it again, do an actual review. We'll see. I don't know. I'm hoping to do more reviews recently and soon, so keep watching. So.